So let's talk a little bit about the concept and philosophies behind a curiosity conversation. The briefest way to put it is that system change starts with a thank you. So that is how we put it in this program. And please remember that this actually applies to any other situation in life. That could be in politics or in climate, wherever you have these get together or conversations, or you meet any person for political issues or environmental issues. But here we're talking about food system, right? So imagine going out and having a conversation with a farmer. Let's try first to remember how we would normally do that, right? I guess that beyond the polite questioning and greetings, very soon the conversation would probably turn into, at least in my experience, figuring out what's the problem here, right? Putting a finger on what is not working, attending to what we would like to see change, right? Whether that's use of chemicals, fertilizers, GMO, animal welfare. Very soon we would identify the problem, right? And try to express what we would like to see happen, okay? So now just for a moment, try to step into the shoes of that farmer, okay? Imagine somebody driving up to you or meeting with you, and within very short time, I've explained all the things that you need to change, right? What you're doing wrong and what is not good enough, right? So what impression would that give you? What reaction would that cause in you? Probably something like this, okay? So that is not creating a connection. That is not creating a deep conversation. That is not meeting that other person in his or her space, right? And here, the core word that we're looking for here is connection, right? So if we want something to change, we really need to start with connecting with that other person. And the best way to do that is starting with a thank you, right? What could we actually appreciate about that other person right here and right now before we even get started to know each other? The fact that they are simply producing food, they are working their butt off to sustain their family, and that they have some values to sustain this farm for the fourth generation. Anything that you can come up with, being curious about, right? What's in that other person's space that you could actually express gratitude about right now? So coming from that point of gratitude-based learning, because we are here to learn about that other person, that opens up a whole different spectrum of possibilities. So if you're actually able to hold back your own agenda, for let's say half an hour, just listening into what's in that other person's space. You're not here to sell anything. You're not here to convince about anything. It's not about you. It's about that other person, right? So if you can manage within that conversation to make that other person feel heard, valued, appreciated, loved, seen, etc., there's a chance that now actual connection is going to happen, right? And when that connection happens authentically, there's probably a chance that that other person is going to be curious about what's in your space. And that opens up the opportunity for real communication to take place, understanding, celebrating whatever's in that other person's space. Also now probably generating curiosity for what's in your space, right? So that is why we really want to step away from figuring out what's all the problems, getting there with a fixer mode, and actually build on the positive, right? So if we can go out and say something, really appreciate the effort that you're doing here. What is it that you're struggling with? Is there any way we can help you? Right? Now that is leading with love. That is leading with that gratitude for what they're doing already. And so if you go and encourage somebody for what they're doing already, there's a chance we can now make something grow from that. Okay. So that changes everything. That's quite a something to manage, actually. So let's say you go out and connect with your favorite farm or something, somebody that you appreciate, whether it's in the permaculture or biodiversity or regenerative farming, or, then this concept is kind of easy, right? But actually, it also applies for if you meet up with a GMO farmer or conventional farmer using chemicals or fertilizers or tilling the land or whatever it is, right? It's the same concept we need to apply if you actually want to see a change in this food system. So now take it one more step and bring this concept to the Thanksgiving table, right? Where did that food come from? And what's the opinion that your uncle or your cousin or your mother-in-law has in this space? Could you hold that same curiosity about what's going on in that other person's space? Because it's the same thing, whether we're talking to a farmer or family member or political opponent, or wherever. If we could apply this about holding back our own agenda for half an hour or an hour until we have established this connection, right? Everything will change. I'm not saying this is easy, not at all, but we can try it at least, okay? We can give it our best shot. And if you feel inspired, maybe in January, when we start out new cohorts, this would be an opportunity to go and practice this real hands-on experience. And that's where we learn about this whole process and practice it together so we can go out and be the change that we want to see in the world. Thank you so much.